Third, we had Christian Janik in second. Who was it?
Logan Best.
Logan Best.
Casey
Cochran
Moto
won it.
One win.
Casey Cochran having some problems with his shoulder yesterday. And we'll see who this one is. I believe that might have been Casey Cochran just then sliding out, but it is Christian Janik out front there on that number 27 machine. And he is going to be your whole shot winner and your early leader as he heads into the 10 Commandments.
Hey guys, I'm down here still on the track. Casey Cochran, one of the last riders out of this first turn crash. He's coming from the back.
Let's keep our eyes on the number 66 of Casey Cochran on that Rockstar Husky. He is going to have to click through the ranks.
And Logan Best is down there in the 10 Commandments.
Goodness.
And we talked about how bad those ruts were, and came up and bit Logan Best here in this one.
So our rider that finished first, our rider that finished second, we're not even done with lap number one. Both riders with a mistake. This is going to heat up. And you got Janik out in front, the number 27 machine, who finished third. He's got a big advantage right now.
We got the three Cowie riders out front with Janik, Adams, and Tamerman out front in the top three. That PC team is really holding her down for the Schoolboy 2 Moto.
Rolling through lap number one, and battles all over the place. Janik trying to stretch things out.
Tamerman trying to walk away from the number 37 of Landon Peppard.
Shout out to Landon Peppard. Brought us some salmon from Alaska yesterday. Or was that the day before? I can't remember. It's all meshing together. Day before. Delicious. It didn't last long, buddy.
Caught it with his bare hands. And here on screen, we see the number 30 of Drew Adams. Drew Adams coming out of Chattanooga, Tennessee. He has been a promising young rider. I know this is where he is looking to be getting fifth in our first moto, sitting in second here in this one.
Yeah, I was talking to Drew the other day about his week so far, and he was not very happy with how he's been doing, and he looks like he's riding with a vengeance right now.
And to the inside he goes. He is trying to make a move here on the number 27 of Janik.
Outside of Drew Adams, you got Enzo Timmerman, as you mentioned, in the number 3 spot, Peppered in 4th, and Jordan Renfro back in 5th. Scanning down through here, there's 23rd, 24th. Still no signs of Casey Cochran or Logan Best.
Yeah, Jordan Renfro was out at prom last night, and he was sweating buckets out there, dude. If he can make it through this moto, he's a legend in my book, because that kid was covered head to toe, bouncing up and down, having the time of his life for that on-track school prom last night.
Was he prom king as well, or am I mistaken on that?
I don't know.
I want to say it was like back-to-back years. I don't know. I could be wrong. Somebody confirm that.
So a sea of Team Green riders leading this one here.
Sorry, go ahead.
Cochran sitting in 17th now on that number 66 Husqvarna. Logan Best, though. Where is Logan Best?
31st.
Logan Best has a long way to go here in this one if he wants to stay in the running for this championship.
Going to be interesting. Weege about to hop on there. Let's get your perspective on this situation for these guys. You like that catch? Was that pretty good?
So the battle of the teammates for these top three.
Well, the story is with Cochran, remember, he crashed right up the tunnel jump and dislocated his shoulder, but they keep telling me it wasn't bad. And they got it back in, and he's good to go. I've heard it a million times. Oh, we got a crash here. Is that Janik?
I think that might have been Adams.
Might have been Adams.
It's true.
Oh, yeah, the number 30.
Man.
Oh, that's going to shake things up.
Oh, mercy. So already kind of a frustrating week from Drew Adams' perspective. And here we go again.
Yeah, I think that was more of the speed. He wants to be winning the motos and showing speed. I don't think he was frustrated with mistakes. So you watch Landon Peppard, who's had his issues of the first turn crash yesterday, trying to work his way forward. Anyway, as for Cochran, he was saying good to go. And I'm not sure. Obviously a bad start in this one, or an early crash, because the track position is bad. But I don't know if we're going to see the same Casey Cochran we saw at the beginning of the week. And right now, it's Enzo Timmerman taking over second and Janik to the lead, with Drew Adams going down. This is going to be nuts as far as figuring out the points in this class. Peppard a 6th in Moto 1, 3rd right now. This is going to be some serious math to figure out.
As they run right now, I think Janik is leading this title right now, and the closest guy to him is Timmerman. shout out to Landon Peppard running that 3rd place. I'm not sure where he was in the first moto, but I'm pretty sure this is a pretty big turnaround for him.
Yeah, 6th in that first moto, so it is a nice turnaround to be in that podium spot. So Adams right now really needed the moto win after the 5th in Moto 1. Might have had it, fell down. So yeah, Enzo Temmerman, this 2nd place could be huge. Good call there, Cody Groves, because Janik has a 3rd. He'd be looking at a 3-1.
And
man, oh man.
Temmerman's looking at a 4-2 right now.
Yep. So Drew Adams now sitting about 12 seconds behind your leader, Christian Janik, there on that number 27. Enzo Timmerman, your 2nd place rider, 2 seconds behind now on that number 81 machine.
Casey Cochran up into the number 13 spot. He's plus 4, past 4 riders on that last lap around, so he continues to charge. He's running a 2:03 pace, and that is up there with your front runners. Another guy to keep an eye out on is Colin Allen, the number 35 Yamaha, back there in the 6th spot. Or at least he was. He's running a 2:02, a full 2 seconds faster than Nate Freehill up in front of him.
So on screen now is the number 27 of Christian Janik as he makes his way into this start stretch over towards the Cometic corner.
Peppered with a little mistake back there, little tip over. Jordan Renfro capitalizes up into the 3 spot after 3 laps.
Yeah, the biggest thing about this race comes down to how consistent can you be. You know, you can come in here and go a 2-2-2, not a win in a single moto, and you could win. And you didn't even. A lot of these kids don't even think they could have won, but they did because they were the most consistent out of all of them. You know, you can't win if you're on the ground. You ain't moving, you ain't going nowhere, and you can't win if you're on the ground.
Yeah, here at Loretta Lynn's, we have saw 3-3-3s win championships.
Yeah.
You see it all. Consistency will definitely pay off in this one, especially in this moto, as some of our front runners have been having some problems.
Schoolboy 2, 12-17 BC. Christian Janik out in front. Turning and burning, 3 laps completed. Working on the 4th right now. Enzo Timmerman with a solid ride, the number 81. Oh, he's chipping away at that lead that Janik's got right now.
All right, looking at the Rocky Mountain sand section right now. And back to our leaders we go. There is the number 27 of Christian Janik making his way around to the finish line. He is still followed there by the 81 of Enzo Timmerman.
Yeah,
go ahead.
It really is amazing looking at some of how these riders are riding right now compared to that moto we were just watching, and you watch this moto and how smooth these guys are going and how fast they're going with how treacherous this track is right now. It's really amazing to see these kids really just laying down the law and putting the hammer down in this beginning of this moto, and those top 2 guys put a 14-second gap on Jordan Renfro right now, and that battle between 3rd to about 7th is really tight right now, and that's the thing to watch.
Well, we'll see if Janik and Timmerman can increase that lead too, as Timmerman is coming in hot.
Timmerman got off into some of that mud that is pushed into the side of the track, losing a little bit of time there on that one. And you can see all the ruts there in the 10 Commandments with this drone shot. So Christian Janik going to get a little breathing room now.
Update on Casey Cochran back there now in the number 10 spot. He's picked up another 2 positions and wicking up the pace a little bit, running that 2:01 pace.
That 2:01 pace is very impressive for how buried back in the pack, and he is about to come up on a group of riders that are very close together, so he can make a lot of passes here in the next lap.
Our other heavy hitter, Logan Best, plus 14. He's up into the number 17 spot and going to work.
So Casey Cochran on screen now on that number 66, Husqvarna. He is sitting in 10th place position, looking to gain a few here and keep his championship hopes alive. Oh, as he gets a little off balance. And
little mistake, but he's pushing, right? I mean, he's laying it all out there. He said, I got to get every single position possible.
And to the outside he goes through the sand section. We'll see if he is able to gain another one here, and he does.
Man.
Not quite yet.
Yeah, if you guys remember Moto 1, Casey came from the back again, and he came out of nowhere.
Right.
Kid was about 15, 20 seconds back, and about 5 minutes ago in that moto, he came up and hawked down that front leading group, and he put a gap on him with about a lap to go last moto. So you know he is fighting with everything he's got. He wants to get back up there so he can get this Schoolboy 2 title.
All right, and he makes the pass on Jackson Driscoll there on that number 43 Yamaha. Up and over the finish line triple he goes, and into the Wall of Fame. So he is still sitting in 8th now, so moving up to 8. The next person ahead of him is going to be the number 30 of Drew Adams. Oh, as you see, Casey getting a little off center there, I should say. Into the woods they go.
And Drew Adams back in the 7th spot. That's going to be the next guy Casey Cochran's got to set his sights on. And that's probably going to be fun to watch. I got to think both guys, they do not want to be 7th and 8th right now.
This battle for 3rd just heated up. Looks like Bernard just got around Jordan Renfro. And it looks like Landon Peppard's in 5th, Colin Allen in 6th, and Drew Adams in 7th.
Going to work, Yannick and Timmerman trying to check out. Pretty big gap between them and Jordan Renfro, 17.5 seconds back.
Yeah, you got 5 of these riders and all about the same turn. 3rd place is coming in and, and 7th place is coming out, and they're all swapping spots right now.
Ooh, as you see a group of riders on screen. Let's give you a little rundown of our top 15. Christian Janik out front, Enzo Timmerman in 2nd, Jordan Renfro in 3rd, Casey Bernard Jr. in 4th, Landon Peppard sitting in 5th, Colin Allen in 6th, Drew Adams holding down 7th, Casey Cochran in 8th, in 9th is Jackson Driscoll, Hayes Edwards holding down that 10th place position, Nate Freeman, Jace Aldred, Aiden Kiefer, Trace Holland, and Jared Hannon going to round out our top 15 in this one as they run.
Logan Bess, he's passed a total of 15 riders in this moto after the mistake on lap number 1. Impressive. But he's got a long way to go, and with our abbreviated motos, not a lot of time to do it in.
Yeah, I know a lot of these kids rely on that last 5 minutes of these motos, and without having those, this turns into about a 7-lap race, and you got to be a lot faster than you trained for.
That's right.
Quick change up on them as this weather and all these conditions have made these motos shorter. You know, you got to change up your riding style. You got to be a little faster. You don't have to save as much energy, and you really got to hammer it down because you don't have to last as long as a 20-minute moto. You got to last 15.
That's right. You hear Megawatt. He says, I'm sick of hearing people talk about good start, good start. You got to have a good start. Hey, Eli Tomac doesn't always have a good start. Jet Lawrence doesn't always have a good start. Hey, the case here with the abbreviated motos, you got to have the good start. You got to be mistake-free at this point.
Yeah, these 15-minute motos, it turns more into like a local race back home where you don't have that extra 5 minutes goes a really long way.
Only you're not just one of like 3 top dogs. These are all the top dogs across the country now, right?
Yeah, all the top dogs, dude. I mean, you got first through top 10. These are all really these are all dudes that all could win at any moment, you know.
Watching an entertaining one, Schoolboy 2, 12-17. Coming up next, going to be the girls, 11-16. In a moment,
we're going to have Jordan Jarvis hop in on that one, as well as Taylor Allred. Taylor standing behind me now, watching her little brother get up to an 11th place here on that number 73 in this one.
Our apprentice, Kira, going to be joining them as well. She said, can I call that one? She asked for it. I said, absolutely. Let's get it.
And who better to call it with?
Amen. Amen. Here we go, watching Christian Janik on screen, the number 27.
And the white flag is flying, so one more time around for the number 27 Kawasaki of Christian Janik.
Yeah, Janik's got about an 8-second lead over Enzo Temmerman. He's got this, just cruise this thing on in.
Enzo Timmerman, boy, hats off to him. He was a threat early. I thought we were going to see that nice two-way battle for the win. He's checked up a bit.
And that's taking nothing to take away from
for sure.
Timmerman.
No.
He is absolutely ripping. These guys are on another level.
It is
obviously, as a kid goes down right in front of Janik right there, has to go around the outside a little bit to get out of that kid's way.
Casey Bernard in the number 3 spot on the gas. Landon Peppard. He's just slinging out salmon out there as he goes by. He's on the move. He's in the 4th spot. Drew Adams up into 5th now. Back around Jordan Renfro. Casey Cochran, keep our eyes on him, back in the 8th spot. And where is Logan Best? Logan Best up to 13th. He's 4 seconds back from 12th. Can he pick up a couple more positions before the checkers fly?
Christian Janik turning right around that 2-minute mark each lap. So it is going to be hard to match that Mr. Consistency up there on that number 27. And of course, he was 3rd in your first moto. So that is going to be a 3-1 moto score for him if he can make it just a few more turns around this Loretta Lynn's course. All right, and through this Polysport Pond Sand Sweeper he goes here in this Schoolboy 2 12-17 Moto number 2. And it is going to be the number 27 of Christian Janik going to take the win here in this one. And you can see the excitement all over him as he comes across the finish line.
Checker flag flies. He is on his way to talk with Jason Wygant. And in the words of Kevin Kelly, I feel so bad for that man.
Shout out to Casey Bernard. He just turned in a 3rd place finish, a big turnaround from the first moto with an 8th.
All right, so as this Schoolboy 2 race comes to a close, up next is the girls 11-16. Then we'll have the 65cc 10-11. Super Mini 2 will be following that, and then our micros.
Pepper checking in there. Last lap, 3rd place. Drew Adams with the hustle ends up in 4th. And how about the Casey Cochran 5th?
And Casey Bernard Jr. falling down there till 8th. Not sure what happened there on that number 75. Jackson Driscoll checking in there on the 43 machine in 9th. We'll see if Jace Aldred gonna round out our top 10 in this one on the number 73. And we will throw things down to Jason Wygant on the podium here in just a second.
Yes, thanks. We're going to get our winner up there. Hop on up there, Christian. And this is big because I believe it's a 3-1 now. So looking good going into the 3rd moto is our number 27. And it was a tough one for the first moto winner, Casey Cochran. And also a couple other riders struggled in that one, so the points are looking really good if you're sitting on the 3-1. Let's bring him on up for the gold. Christian Janik. Oh yeah, you're sitting on 3-1. This has to feel like exactly what you wanted.
Yeah, definitely.
How'd you do that? First of all, I got to give you this too. Stasic Whole Shot Award. Hold that up. Good job, Christian. I'm sure it's still pretty sticky out there, so Whole Shot helps.
Yeah, definitely. Me and Garrett put a 34 on, so that definitely hooked up way better. Didn't slide as much, but I got off to a great start. I pulled the Whole Shot. I got out front, obviously, and then I kind of rode my own race, and then Enzo caught me, so I started to pick it up a little bit, and then I got a nice little gap and rode it home.
Okay. All right, what about Moto 3, man? We never know. We could even get more rain. Who knows, man?
I don't mind some more rain, so it's good.
Cool. All right, who do you want to thank?
My mom, my dad, G3 Safe, the whole Monster Energy Team Green Kawasaki Pro Circuit, Dunlop Tires, Renthal, Throttle Syndicate, the whole Fox crew, my mechanic Garrett, my whole family that came out, my sister's back at home, Renthal, Hinson. I never forgot, thank you.
Christian Janik, everyone with the gold in Schoolboy 2. Thank you. We're going to bring up Enzo Temmerman, who finished up in the number 2 position. And I believe he has a 4-2. So he's not out of it by any stretch of the imagination. He's got a shot at this title as well. All right, let's talk to our second place finisher, Enzo Temmerman. There you go. Here, we'll move right to the center. How was that moto?
It was pretty good. I started off 3rd, held on to Drew and Christian for a while. Then I was able to get around Drew. Tried to reel in Christian, but just had a couple mistakes that cost me.
Yep. All right, who do you want to thank?
My mom, my dad, my grandpa, my mechanic rider, my whole family. the whole crew at Monster Energy Kawasaki, Monster Army, Fox, Matt Mora, Dunlop, Maxima Racing Oils, and everybody else. Thank you.
All right, Enzo Temmerman, your runner-up. And we need third place. I think that might have been Peppered on the 37, who ends up with the bronze. And they was in a battle. I think I saw him 4th, 5th at one point. We'll bring up our third place finisher. There we go. All right, a bronze. Let's hear it for the Gas man, Landon Peppered. Dude, I feel like you've been this close to doing this every single time. You got to be happy to get up here.
Oh yeah, I'm stoked to get up here. I had to work for this one. I got off to a pretty good start, but I've just been struggling all week with starts, and I fell in the last corner of the last moto, so I was just struggling and just kept my head down and putting in work and hoping to be up here in the next couple motos.
Cool. All right, who do you want to thank, Landon?
I want to thank my dad. He's sacrificed everything for me. I want to thank Gas, Fox, 100%, Monster, Motor X, the Lord Jesus Christ for keeping us safe, and FMF, Little Donnie at FMF, and everybody else, thank you so much.
All right, hard-earned third. Let's hear it for Landon Peppered. Yep. We got one more.
I want to thank Kevin Wyndham and Farm 14. We've been grinding out there. And I want to thank Todd at Factory Connection. He's helped me a lot.
Cool. Suspension and where you ride. Important stuff. All right, one more time. Landon Peppered. All right, that'll do it.